Welcome to the War Room. It's 8:30, and that means it's time for a cocktail, and that's what we do every night at 8:30. Cocktails in the War Room. I'm Mistress Carrie. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. We have been doing this now. This is our 46th night, which I can't believe. We were talking about it last night. It's unreal that we've been doing this long. What's going on, Kitty? Hey, Rick. Hey, Steven. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight. What's going on, Rodney? Hey, Lisa. I think it is insane that this is night number 46. What's going on, Melissa? Hey, Michael. Hey, Mariah. It's time for a cocktail. Hey, Jeff. And I washed my clear skull mug, and yes, I'm still drinking Fernandez's sangria. What's going on, Elsa? I'm doing good, actually. Today was a good day. Joe, Suzanne, James. Cheers to you guys. Hey, Mickey, out in Oregon. What's going on, Denny? Hey, Stan. So, there is a lot to talk about today because there is a lot friggin' going on in the world. Tracy says they're coming to take us away, Carrie. Yeah, tell me about it. Hey, Linda and Gardner. Hey, Annie Ange. Thank you, Kimberly. I think I did okay for my first at-home dye job in over a decade. I'm doing all right. I'm not hating it. Michael says I am here for the classic rock t-shirt fashion show. Oh, I got one for you tonight. So I could not wait I know today is Tuesday. We should be eating tacos. Oh, I was supposed to, oh my goodness. I was supposed to make a Shirley Temple. Oh, today's Temple Tuesday. We're supposed to be drinking Shirley Temples tonight. Oh, I took a sip of the sangria. Oh, damn it. Thank you for the, Will, thank you for the reminder. All right, hold on. I don't have a Shirley Temple, but I do have a little refrigerator in the War Room. And I can't believe I did that. I'm such an ass. I had such a good day today, and I had all the stuff I wanted to talk to you guys about. And then I totally forgot it was Temple Tuesday today. I'm not drinking. Rick, nope. Today is Tuesday. Ginger ale. I'm sorry I didn't make a Shirley Temple, but I will drink the ginger ale because I am an absolute ass and I totally forgot. What's going on, Kevin in Florida? Hey, Kristen. Still can't get over the picture that you put on Twitter. Lisa, you're going to have to be more specific. I don't remember the picture that I put on Twitter. I can't remember. Oh, Taco Timmy's having tacos in Amesbury. Well, that just sounds delicious. G Vegas in the house says, Peter, still no blueberry? Nope. Oh, crap, I'm having wine. God, we got to remember this stuff. Hi, Noni. All right, I'm drinking the ginger ale for the rest of it. I can't believe I screwed up our second Temple Tuesday. Blueberry cobbler fumble, says Mike and Becky. Bake oatmeal raisin cookies. Eric says that fridge doesn't count for the item in the War Room. No, I got a good item for the War Room tonight. I found it today while I was going through some of the bins that I took out of my office when I moved out of the building. And I'm not going to waste a sangria. You guys all just need to chill. That is not happening. But I found a really funny artifact and a really good artifact that I'm going to show you guys tonight. But the first thing we need to talk about is the fact that last night I'm laying on the couch after we got done in the War Room and I'm scrolling through Twitter and I'm reading all these articles about how the Pentagon declassified and in fact confirmed that those fighter pilot UFO videos are real. They're real. It's two different videos. One was recorded in 2004. The other one was recorded in 2005. They were recorded on separate coasts of the United States. They are calling them unidentified aerial phenomenon, which basically means UF motherfucking O. And you could hear the fighter pilots talking about the cockpit audio, talking about, hey, there's another one, talking about how fast they're moving. So here I am going, okay, it's 2020. This year is completely fucked. We've already decided that between losing Neil Peart and losing WAF triggered the fucking apocalypse. And between the cheating scandal of the Red Sox and losing Mookie and Tom Brady and St. Patrick's Day getting canceled and there's no baseball and the marathon's postponed and we're locked in our houses, what more could you just throw on the pile? Oh, UFOs. Because why wouldn't we just want to deal with that in 2020? So now we have declassified Pentagon videos confirming unidentified aerial phenomenon. Richard, the truth is out there, he says. James says, I want to believe, get Mulder and Scully. Yeah, exactly. It makes all those episodes of the X-Files a little bit more suspect now. The truth is out there. It's federal diversions. Look at something over there, he says. Thank you, Malcolm. Project Blue Book. See that series? It's really good. Oh, that sounds good, Carrie. Thank you for the heads up. Russia or a new type of drone, or yeah, maybe a UFO, says Steven. Hey, we don't know. We don't know what the hell's going on. All I know is the guy from Blink-182 was right about the UFOs. I mean, New Hampshire Bike Week postponed as well. Somebody said it's going to be 68 on Sunday. Let's ride. I don't have my bike out of storage yet. I don't know when it's going to happen, but I am anxiously awaiting the call to let me know that my bike is going to be ready. So we'll see what happens. So cheers. I actually am a big fan of ginger ale. I used to not like it because when I was a kid, the only time I drank it was when I got sick. Then when I got older and started understanding that ginger is just delicious all the time, then I started liking ginger ale, and now it doesn't make me think that I'm sick every time I drink it. So Jacqueline says, Mr. Scary, you look great. Miss you and AF so much. If you voice to text and you say Mistress Carrie, it comes out as Mr. Scary, which is my alias, which is hilarious. Project Cobbler, says Steve. Oh, Pam says she needs a battery for her bike. Next time, just so she knows, next time hold on. Where did that, I lost your, give a shout out to Gardner. She always says G Vegas. We all from G Vegas know Gardner. I know, I got you. Throw me down the stairs, my hat. Believe me. I know what's going on out in Gardner. Michael says, I'm going to go and watch Close Encounters of the Third Kind again. Yeah. Kevin, I totally agree with you. How cocky do you have to be to believe that we're the only advanced civilization out there? I totally agree. Jay! One of my oldest and dearest friends, Jay Rowe, is a Army and Marine veteran. I've told you guys about him before. And he started COCO, which is the Children of Kilimanjaro Orphanage. And it is an amazing organization, and they are taking care of all of these beautiful kids and raising money for this orphanage. And they have a Facebook page. You can check it out, Children of Kilimanjaro Orphanage. And if you're working and you're not financially burdened by the shutdown and everything that's going on, and you're looking for a place to make a donation to an amazing place that is started by a local hero, check out the Children of Kilimanjaro Orphanage, because it's It's awesome. Just amazing. The kids are so cute. And I know that some of the plans of some of the things they were going to send from here over to there have been delayed because of the shutdown and the coronavirus. But okay, Malcolm wants to know, do I think we will be open by Memorial Day? So here's what I know for sure. As of right now, the Massachusetts stay-at-home order was extended today to May 18th. The governor has put together an advisory board that is being formed to figure out the phased opening plan for the Commonwealth. That advisory board has the lieutenant governor, it has medical professionals, business leaders, and that's what they're trying to figure out. Now, Malcolm, I'm reading your question right now because I just read an article about a model that was built by MassGen based on all of the data that is available for the coronavirus so far in Massachusetts to try and help as a tool to figure out when it is that things should start getting back to normal. You are not going to like what this model says. According to the MassGen model, the best thing that they could do to keep the fewest deaths, and by fewest deaths, we're over 3,000 now, to keep the death count in the Commonwealth under 5,000, the model suggests a 12-week extension, which would bring us to the 20th of July. And that would keep the deaths in Massachusetts below 5,000. According to the MassGen model, if they let the stay-at-home orders expire in 4 weeks from now, you can expect that by July that the coronavirus and the second wave will come back. And the model suggests, and this is just what the computers are just crunching the numbers based on the information that it has, 27,000 deaths in Massachusetts and 2.8 million, or 40% of the population, infected. If they let the stay-at-home orders expire 2 weeks from now, according to this model at MassGen, the model is predicting 42,700 deaths, or 3.4 million people infected. So, Malcolm, to answer your question about whether or not things are going to be open by Memorial Day, I don't know. Because if they are using this model and whatever other super secret squirrel scientific stuff they have access to that we don't, then it ain't looking so good. Buck says herd immunity. Madeline says that is insane. It will undo all that we have done, and this will all have been for nothing, says Melissa. Sorry, Rich, the stay-at-home advisory, not the stay-at-home order, but you guys know what I mean. If things stay the way they are between now and July 20th, it's predicting we could keep the death toll under 5,000. But if they let them up in 2 weeks, they're predicting 42,700 deaths. And if they let it up in 4 weeks, they're predicting 27,000 deaths. That's with everything as it is right now. But of course, the model can only go after the numbers that it has. And we haven't tested but more than, 2% of the population of the country? So Sean says, fuck, are we going to open by December? I don't know. James says, so the answer is no. I don't know. This is just the MassGen model. Boston.com put the article up about it. And you can go in and drill down on all the numbers and read about all of the nerdiness that it took to put this whole thing together. Steve says, shut the fucking front door. Yeah, exactly. So this is just what the model says, because there's a lot of X factors, including New Hampshire, Maine, Vermont, Connecticut, Rhode Island, all sharing our borders. And if they open up before us or after us, how does that influence everything else? So I don't know. But when I read that MassGen model, I was like, Dave says, unemployment in this state is a train wreck. Still no money in my account. I know that it has been a huge problem. I was able to get into the system. a couple of weeks before the shit hit the fan. And I think in a really strange way, I got lucky by getting laid off when I did. So that I could kind of get in there before this giant wave. Melissa says the mayor of Worcester wants to test us all. I would love for everybody to get tested so we can really see what we're dealing with. But after what we were talking about last night, the percentages of people that test positive that are completely asymptomatic and may not ever get sick, that are just carriers, including Winston the pug. Listen to this shit. The first dog to test positive for the coronavirus is a fucking pug named Winston. Now, the reason why they tested the dog, before you go, hey, how come I can't get a test, but they gave it to a fucking dog, is that the entire family was taking part in a university study at Duke University, trying to track the coronavirus. And so the whole family volunteered for this, and they wanted to test the dog. And so they tested the dog as part of the study, and Winston, the friggin' pug, tested positive. So now I'm looking at Wednesday going, what do you got going on over there, girl? I mean, she's been pretty much quarantined with me too, but so that brings me to Exhibit A for tonight's Cocktails in the War Room. I really wish I had my stand for my phone, which is coming in a couple of days, because this is a two-handed job and I have no Vanna White. But remember how I told you a couple weeks ago that my friends at Image Custom Cases, who are the road case company, they make all those big black chrome lined road cases that you see at all the shows that the bands store all of their gear in. Well, obviously, with all of the tours being off the road, the guys at Image have not been as busy. However, they have such a huge carpentry shop because they make custom size cases for custom size equipment that they shifted their business and they started making these shields to install in front of cashiers in essential places like supermarkets and gas stations and donut shops and drugstores and that kind of stuff. So my friends at Image Custom Cases wanted to make me one. And so I guess this is to protect me from Wednesday. But they made me a custom shield that says Cocktails in the War Room. They also etched thank you in it, because I guess if you're going to put up a wall between you and the person you love, you should at least thank them. And then it has a little cutout so that I guess we can pass things back and forth. So now, let me see if I can put this. I'm afraid to tear the couch in the war room. But I now have a shield. How cool is that? So I don't know if this is, wait, let me see if I get my eyes in the O's of war room. I don't know if this is supposed to protect me from the coronavirus if Wednesday the goth pug gets it, but I thought that was so freaking cool. So I want to thank my friends at Image Custom Cases because it's freaking badass. So now, I guess if FedEx or UPS or anybody shows up, I can go out there with my shield. That needs to be at the party, says Keith. Hell yeah, it does. Oh my God, so funny. Yes, the guys from Image, they win the internet today. They are friggin' awesome. Turn it around so we can read it. Oh, that's a good idea. Now it's backwards. Hold on. There you go. Freaking hilarious. So I wanted to thank those guys for just making my day with that, because I just thought it was wonderful and hilarious. And I don't know, maybe the next time I invite somebody over for dinner, I'll just plop it up on the dining room table and we can just pass the salt under it. Eric says, this is going to be the cover of your autobiography. It blocks sound too. Yeah, it's kind of echoey. It's really thick, like I think it's Lexan plastic or something. So A, it's amazing. And B, if you have a place where you deal with the public and you need one of those, call the guys at Image Custom Cases, because they'll make you one that's bigger, that doesn't say Cocktails in the War Room on it. But what they can do is they can etch your company logo in it. They just put the stickers on there for Cocktails in the War Room, but the thank you part underneath is actually etched into the plastic. So like they can scan like your business logo, or you could write anything you want in it or whatever. You're going to take that to the grocery store, Richard says. I probably should. How freaking hilarious would that be if I put it on the carriage and push it through the... It's freaking so funny. But anyway, on a serious note, I love the fact that they have been able to shift their business and that they're doing something to help businesses be able to stay open and protect their employees. So you look like the SWAT team when you answer the door with that thing, Edwin says, right? Yeah, not intimidating at all. What's up, FedEx guy? How's my battle shield? Oh my God. Walter says, now you have the sign and logo for your new show, podcast, Mistress Carrie Radio and Talk Station. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no big deal. Just a huge list of things, Walter, that I'm supposed to do in my copious amounts of free time. It's freaking hilarious. So there's that. This I wanted to share with you because, of course, we're talking about the coronavirus and they're looking into any and all treatments. Did you know that 75% of the patients that are in the ICU are male? So they are doing a lot of targeted research to figure out why it is that for some reason this virus is hitting men harder and that more of them end up in the ICU than women. So now they have figured out that female sex hormones could possibly treat male coronavirus patients, including estrogen and progesterone. So I don't know if that means they're going to cure you with a coronavirus, but you're going to end up with a great set of boobs. I don't know how it works. I'm not a scientist. I don't understand all this stuff. I'm just saying that they're doing it's not Sprite, William. It's ginger ale because it's Temple Tuesday. Ginger ale. But they're studying female sex hormones to treat you guys, the dudes out there. So there you go. Salad bar and sneeze guard coming to the war room shortly. Yeah, exactly. I would love to have a salad bar. I hate making salad, but I love eating it so much. Have you thought of your next path once this all clears, says Jeff. It's all I think about. It would be a hell of a lot easier to move down that path if, the world wasn't almost completely shut down and the entertainment business was basically shut down. So yes, it's all I think about. And I'm working on things as much as I can with the resources I have available to me. So Brianna says, amazing. They'll finally be able to experience PMS with us. William says, well, I already have boobs, so I'm okay with that. Buck says, what's in that ginger ale? Nothing. I just pulled it out of the fridge because I forgot that it was Temple Tuesday and I poured myself a sangria and then people reminded me. And so I'm just drinking just regular ginger ale because I didn't have any grenadine in here to be able to make a Shirley Temple. So I have a Shirley Temple and show support to everybody that joins us in the war room that doesn't drink. I hear you love salad. Really, Jeff? Somebody every night takes it into the gutter. You're the guy tonight. Did I get any sleep last night? Will says. Thank you for asking. I actually did. I went to bed about 1 o'clock this morning, and I slept pretty much through the night, which was really nice. What I've noticed is that I'm having more work dreams than I'm having like coronavirus dreams. So I think the overwhelming thing that I am stressing about in my sleep or lack thereof is work, actually, which just shows you how messed up in the head I am that we're in the middle of a global pandemic and I'm more worried about, trying to figure out how to go to work than anything. So I suppose that's what I'm most stressed about. So to answer the question again, yes, it's all I think about and I am definitely working on it. Did you guys see all the video footage of the Thunderbirds and the Blue Angels flying over New York, New Jersey, and Philadelphia today? They flew over New York City, Newark, New Jersey, and Philly today, and they were honoring healthcare workers, and it was awesome. So There's tons of video up there. If today is your birthday, happy birthday to you. Cheers to you. And if you are celebrating your birthday today, I couldn't really find too many people, but you do share it with Daisy Berkowitz from Marilyn Manson's band. So there you go. I know you guys are asking about music and stuff. I wish I could play music, but because it's copyrighted, it would get this page shut right down. So that's not going to happen, at least not on Facebook. But I do, from time to time, put up links. I put different things up in different places. So I'll put some links and stuff up on Facebook. But if you follow my Twitter feed, I tweet a lot more about the news and other stories that I find. So that's at Mistress Carrie on Twitter. And then on Instagram, I just kind of put pictures up of like me or Wednesday or what's going on around the house or whatever. And that's at Mistress Carrie WAF on Instagram if you want to check that out. But there's definitely a lot more links to a lot more things, including music content that's up on my Twitter feed. On May 1st at 8 p.m., a 24-hour live stream event is going to launch that's called The Call to Unite. And you can find it on unite.us. It's going to be over 200 stars. There are going to be music performers, actors, celebrities. George W. Bush is going to be on there. Quincy Jones is going to be on there. And it is going to be simulcast on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and SiriusXM all simultaneously. And it's going to be 24 hours long. And that starts at 8 p.m. on May 1st. And like I said, you can basically find it freaking everywhere. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and SiriusXM. Okay. So the artifact from the War Room tonight is not really an artifact at all. It's a letter. And I put it in a plastic protective sleeve. There's some personal information on here that I didn't want to cross out with a marker because I want to keep the letter. But when I was finishing up my application for my embedded reporter credentials to go to Afghanistan in 2011, I had to do the same thing when I went to Iraq in 2006, but I haven't found that letter yet. But I found the letter that my general manager at the time, a guy named Jeff Brown, he had to write this to the ISAF Joint Command. And it is a letter that basically says to the military, yes, we're a media outlet, and yes, she works for us, and it's the proof that I qualified for the embedded reporter program. So there's a lot of stuff in here just about, it says, Entercom Boston LLC hereby provides accreditation for Mistress Carrie, who represents a bona fide media organization. Entercom Boston LLC owns and operates a number of radio stations in Massachusetts, blah, blah, blah. It goes into the frequency, goes into the other stations it owns, basically just letting anybody at ISAF Joint Command in Kabul know who the company was and what the radio stations were. I'm not stressed, Patrick. I'm good. It says, Mistress Carrie works for this organization as an on-air personality and music director. Entercom Boston LLC accepts responsibility for the actions and journalistic standards of Mistress Carrie to include all stories and opinions produced for other media and public outlets and weblog entries. This is the part that I wanted you guys to read, because this is just an inkling about the kind of documentation that we had to submit in order to get the media credentials, because we didn't go over with the USO. A lot of people thought that we went over like the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders, but Mike and I in Afghanistan and Joe and I in Iraq, we went over with bona fide media credentials. So listen to this verbiage. This is from the letter from my company to ISAF Joint Command. Entercom Boston LLC acknowledges and understands that the United States government is not responsible nor is liable for any actions of Mistress Carrie which result in death, injury, or declaration of missing status while embedded with NATO, ISAF, or U.S. military forces in a hostile combat environment. Mistress Carrie assumes full responsibility through Entercom Boston LLC in providing her own medical evacuation, life and repatriation insurance coverage while in a hostile combat environment. Enercom Boston LLC hereby accepts responsibility for providing notification of next of kin and any necessary arrangements that will facilitate the general welfare of Mistress Carrie. For additional information about our accreditation, blah, 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 please contact me for more information. But basically, that one paragraph that's like, we don't hold you at all responsible. She's a big girl. We know she can die, get kidnapped, be in a coma. Like, we'll handle all of it. Melissa, exactly. Well, that's creepy. Yes. Walter says, yeah, you were on your own. Exactly. The military was willing to supply me shelter, food, emergency medical care, which I then had to use my health insurance and Massachusetts, believe it or not, Massachusetts Workman's Comp, to then pay back and reimburse the military for medical care. But that's basically, and they provided me security as best they could. But I thought the letter was really interesting, and I found it today, and it's dated July 13th, 2011, and we left at the end of August. So this was like one of the last pieces in all of the paperwork and whatever that we had to fill out. But it just goes to show you, like, it's serious language. Full responsibility. And that the radio station even had to notify next of kin. Hey, kid. Sorry to tell you, but Carrie got her left boob blown off in Afghanistan, kid. Not exactly the notification my family would have been looking for. But yeah, the full responsibility for hostile combat environment, medical evacuation, life, and repatriation. Yeah. Death, injury, or declaration of missing status. That's the one that got me, the declaration of missing status. They write Mistress Carrie, they have to write both. So they have to write the legal name, but they also legally had to write Mistress Carrie as well. So, yeah. And then if, there's like social security numbers, date of birth, blood type. So there's a lot of personal information in these letters as well, which is crazy. So I wanted to share that with you guys, just so you had an idea about like what we signed away when we went over there. I'm seeing an unbelievable debate about the t-shirt. No, it's not Poison. It's motherfucking Warrant. Look at this bad boy. I don't know where I got the shirt. I don't know if it was around the WAF softball game with Warrant, Trickster, and Firehouse. I don't remember the show. But it's Warrant. I know the bandana made it look like Bret Michaels, but it's not. It's Warrant. Madeline, yep, you nailed it. I know, Tim, I miss LB too. I was talking to Stiz the other night on Instagram Live, and he said that he had talked to LB and that he was doing okay. So Kimberly says, I have that shirt. Diva says, I got it. I said Warrant. Well, there you go. Yep, Jenny Lane right there, the red bandana. So there you go. There's the old shirt. All right, let's get you guys a drink recipe, shall we? No, I don't have a blueberry cobbler. Okay, I'm going to warn you that this has milk in it. Actually, cream. Actually, half and half. But it's called Mother's Milk, which is a fantastic Red Hot Chili Peppers album, so that's why I picked it. An ounce of vodka, a half an ounce of gin, a half an ounce of Tia Maria. I don't know what this is, so can somebody that's Google savvy or a bartender fill me in on this? It's a half an ounce of orgeat syrup, O-R-G-E-A-T syrup, orgeat, orgeat. I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm assuming it's orgeat. And 4 ounces of half and half, and you shake the ingredients, pour into an old-fashioned glass, and serve. And that's called a Mother's Milk. I have no idea what that stuff is called, but I thought it was interesting. I know Melissa's like, Let's see. Trina says, I had such a crush on Janny Lane. Roger says, backed up poison at the garden. No dairy or eggs, please. I know. I don't mean to pick them, but there's a lot of drinks in there, and I picked it. Malcolm says, gin and I don't get along. I am not a fan of gin either. Oh, Lord, mother's milk. Exactly. I know. Somebody's got to figure out what that orgeat syrup is. I don't know if it's simple syrup. I don't know what it is. But I thought it was really interesting. And it was named Mother's Milk, so that's why I went with it. Gin with dairy. I know, Heidi. Justin says, extreme at LHS. Justin, I have the t-shirt from that show. I will find it, and I will wear it. Jeff says they put that in scorpion bowls also. Really? Is it served through a nipple? I mean, that's one way of serving it, I suppose. I don't know. So, gin tastes like turpentine. Yeah, I don't know how you pronounce it, but they use it in a lot of Mai Tais. Maybe it's an orange flavored thing. Diva says, I'm Googling it. Thank you. I appreciate it. Ooh, Eva says almond rose water flavored syrup. That's very fancy. Orange flower water, says Chris. All right, so we were kind of right. I don't know what language. I'm assuming maybe French. I'm not really sure. Mai Tais have it in there. Sweet syrup made with almond, sugar, and rose water or orange flower water. Orgeat, Jeff says. It's an almond flavored orgeat. We learned something new tonight. Look at this educational program here in the War Room. Who knew? We're learning stuff. We got UFOs. Pugs can get the coronavirus. Basically, Mass Gen's model says that we should almost never leave the house ever again. I have a spit shield for my dog that I have in the War Room now. Sounds yucktacular, says Krista. Yeah, I kind of agree, but the name kind of got me. So the only gin is the cold gin by Kiss. Yeah, I am not a gin fan at all. No matter how you mix it, no matter what you make it with, no matter if you put a lime or a cucumber or whatever. Of course we're learning stuff, says Monica. Yeah, exactly. Hey, Dave. Andrew just put up pronunciation. It comes from Latin words made with barley. And I'm going to have to go back and reread the rest of the comment because Andrew's comment is so long that it won't let me open the rest of it. But told you your calling was a teacher. Yeah, I don't think so. Where is Wednesday? Where do you think she is? She's napping. Education, bring out the Muppets. Yeah, exactly. And we'll bust out all of those old CDs that we used to listen to. I'm just a Bill here on Capitol Hill. That's something else. Dig out the Schoolhouse Rock videos for your kids when you're teaching them stuff at home. Go old school. Did you guys do the Morse code thing? Please tell me that you guys are going to do the Morse code thing that we were talking about last night. I'm just trying to give you guys ideas so that you don't kill your kids because it's got to be friggin' hell on earth being locked up in the house with them all the time. So, Schoolhouse Rock, Muppet Show, walkie-talkies with Morse code. That's my contribution to the upbringing of your children. One of those three things can get them out of Eddie Jam and the Animaniacs. The songs that name all the states and the countries. Those are pretty good to memorize too. Very educational. Sandy says, you just sang. I know. That's about all you're going to get out of me, though. And I'm not even drunk because it's Temple Tuesday. And I'm drinking ginger ale, so you can't even blame it on that. First time for everything. The writer of that song died last year, says Jeff. Really? Yeah, see, Rick knows. Conjunction, junction, what's your function? Steven doesn't have any kids, so I guess he's not going to be plotting anyone's murder anytime soon. Oh, Ralph says, I just got my money back from my Judas Priest tickets. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just so... I hate that all of these shows are getting canceled. Tiana says, I just did that, Carrie. I made my kids watch Schoolhouse Rock, and they loved it. They got it right when we were kids. There was really cool ways of learning stuff back then. We got to bring back some of that old school stuff. And Fraggle Rock, too. You know what's really funny is that I have a pile of like sticks and grass clippings and whatever that's kind of in the corner of my yard, and we call it Marjorie the Trash Heap. I love me some Fraggle Rock. Neither one of my kids likes rock music, sadly, says Jessica. Sean says the Prince cameo in the Animaniacs was the best. Yeah, the Animaniacs were absolutely fantastic. The 20-year-old loved Morse code, and the 3-year-old was happy just to shut off the walkie-talkie. Ooh, Interplanet Janet, that's a good one too. And 3 is the magic number. You guys are coming up with some good ones. So show the kids those. And then let me know. Make them watch them on YouTube. I think all of those videos are up on YouTube. So show your kids and then let me know what they thought of them tomorrow night. The trash heap has spoken. All right, guys, I'm taking off. I'm going to go put that glass of sangria back in the refrigerator and I will drink it tomorrow. I hope you guys have a great night. Stay safe. I hope all of the healthcare workers in New York City and Newark and Philly liked the air show of the fighter jets. We didn't get to see them here, but I know how awesome it is. And so for them to get those flybys, it must have been pretty badass. For everybody that's working, for all of our healthcare workers, you don't need a flyby to know that you are amazing and that you are all our heroes. So thank you for what you do. We really appreciate it. For everybody that's, keeping everything moving, I know it's been really hard. I mean, this is the 46th cocktail in the war room. Like, it's insane that it's been that long. And I know that it's hard. I know I say this every night, but, it bears repeating. It's hard. It's hard to feel like you don't have a purpose. It's hard to not leave the house. It's hard to not spend time with your friends. It's hard to try and explain it to your kids why they can't go and see their friends. Just all of it's hard. Tomorrow is supposed to be nicer than it was this afternoon, so I am going to go and try to spend some time outside in the yard tomorrow. Garden update. Went outside today. Spinach this tall and peas about this tall. So they've broken ground, which is great because I planted them from seeds the first week of April. That's the only stuff that's in my garden right now, but they're both growing, which is a good sign. So that's awesome. All right, I just got the notification from my phone that it has 10% battery life, and it's telling me to go fuck myself. So I'm going to say goodnight to you guys. So to everybody that's essential, everybody that's working, thank you. For all the healthcare workers, keep fighting the good fight. For the truck drivers and the people at the grocery stores and just everybody that's just kicking ass, thank you so much. We love you guys. And if you have a bad day tomorrow, just remember that tomorrow night we'll be able to talk about it right here in the War Room at 8:30. Good night, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.